Amarjeet Sada, the boy who smiled after killing 2007. A small village in Bihar, India. A mother is looking for her baby. She checked the crib, empty. She checked the yard, nothing. She ran through the village, screaming her daughter's name. Khushbu, 6 months old. Gone. The police came. They started asking questions, door to door, and then someone in the village quietly said, "Go talk to that boy, the one who sits alone, the one who never plays with anyone." That boy. His name was Amarjeet Sada. He was 8 years old. The officer walked up to him. Amarjeet was sitting outside, calm as ever. The officer asked him, "Have you seen the baby?" Amarjeet looked up and smiled. He said, "Yes, I know where she is." The officer leaned in. "Where?" Amarjeet said, "I killed her. I can show you." The officer froze. This was a child standing in front of him, a child who had just confessed to murder, without hesitation, without tears, without any sign of fear. They went to the spot Amarjeet pointed to, and there she was, baby Khushbu, buried under dry leaves. They brought Amarjeet to the police station, sat him down, started the questioning, and Amarjeet, this 8-year-old boy, sat there, looked around the room, and asked the officer, "Can I have some biscuits?" He wasn't scared. He wasn't crying. He was hungry. That image, that one moment, tells you everything about who Amarjeet Sada was. Now let's go back to the beginning, because this story didn't start in 2007. It started much earlier, and it is far darker than most people know. Amarjeet was born in 1998 in Musari, a tiny forgotten village in Bihar. His parents were daily wage laborers. Poor doesn't even begin to describe it. They left home early every morning and came back exhausted every night. And Amarjeet, from a very young age, was mostly left alone. No school, no friends, no one watching. He wandered the village by himself, climbed trees, sat in silence. Neighbors thought he was just a quiet kid, but there was something about him that made people uncomfortable. He didn't laugh, he didn't play, he just observed, like he was always watching the world from a distance. In 2006, Amarjeet was 7 years old. His aunt came to visit with her infant daughter, a baby girl, 6 months old. A few days into the visit, the baby disappeared. Amarjeet's parents searched, asked around, and then they found out. Their son had taken the baby, killed her, buried the body. Let that sit for a moment. Their 7-year-old son had killed an infant. What do you do with that? What do you even say? Amarjeet's parents made a decision that would haunt this story forever. They said nothing. Not to the police, not to the village, not to anyone. They told the family the baby had passed away. People mourned, and life moved on. A few months later, it happened again. This time, the victim was Amarjeet's own sister, 8 months old, his own blood. Gone. Again, his parents covered it up. Again, the village never knew. 2 murders, 2 buried secrets, and Amarjeet was still only 7 years old. The boy who did this was still living in that house, still wandering those fields, still watching. And then came Khushbu, and this time, there was no cover-up. This time, a mother's cry reached the police. This time, Amarjeet Sada's name came up, and everything came out. At the police station, psychologists were called in to examine him. What they found disturbed every single one of them. Amarjeet showed zero remorse. He talked about the murders the way most children talk about playing outside, casually, calmly, without a single tremor in his voice. One psychologist said he was a sadist, someone who felt pleasure from the pain of others. Another concluded he was a psychopath. A third found signs of a chemical imbalance in his brain, something that may have... 3 murders, 3 years. Amarjeet was sent to a children's facility in Mundar. He received counseling and medication, and in 2010, at the age of 11, he walked out. Just like that. Back into the world. By the time he turned 18 in 2016, Indian law sealed his records completely. New identity, protected name, fresh start. And today, no one knows where Amarjeet Sada is. No photo, no address, no trace. He could be anywhere. That is what makes this case different from every other true crime story. It's not just the horror of what he did, it's the questions it leaves behind. Can a child be born broken? Can a system built to protect children handle a child who is a danger to everyone around him? And the biggest question of all, wherever Amarjeet Sada is right now, is he the same person he was at 8 years old? Or did something change? We don't know. We may never know. And that uncertainty, that blank space where an answer should be, is the most unsettling thing about this entire story. Amarjeet Sada was 8 years old. He had mud on his hands and a smile on his face, and he asked for biscuits. That image will stay with you. It should. If this story made you feel something, share it. These cases matter, not for shock value, but because understanding them is how we get better at protecting people. Drop your thoughts below, and I'll see you in the next one.